Hello, hello, collective. Greetings, greetings. Welcome to the reading. So, I usually like to do my readings outside at the park, but it is too dang hot for that today. Like, I am not in the mood to sit in that heat. Even in the shade is hot. So, summer is here for March. Summer is just breaking out. So, I'm going to do my reading inside today under the beautiful breeze of the fan and taking shelter from the heat. So a little bit different today. I want to do a Celtic spread for you guys today for the reading. So a Celtic cross is basically 10 cards where we're going to be going into a deep dive based on what your situation is, the challenge, the focus, the recent past, possibilities, near future, power, environment, hopes and fears, and then the outcome. Sorry, I was looking at my computer for the notes of the Celtic spread. I feel like that's a lot more easier for me to read and a little bit faster. It gives me the context, right away. So let's do it. Let's see. What is the situation? Ooh, we already have a card. This is okay. This is 3. So we're going to put these back. I just want one card at a time, Spirit. Thank you, Father God. Thank you, ancestors. One card at a time for the Celtic spread, for the collective. Please give me the cards one at a time for the Celtic cross. What is the current situation the collective is facing at this time? What is the situation surrounding this? 2 cards came out, so I'm going to take the first one I'm touching. Let's see. The Lovers. So the energy crowning the situation is the Lovers. This could be a decision you guys are having to make. This could be a love situation. This could turn into a love reading. So let's see what's going on. What is the challenge with this situation? What is the challenge with the Lovers card? What is the challenge? Page of Swords. So the challenge could be that someone is spying on a lover. Someone's trying to get more information about a lover at this time. What's the focus of this reading? What's the focus of this reading for the collective? Ooh, let's see what it is. 4 of Wands. So this is definitely a love situation I'm feeling. This is giving like a twin flame, spiritual awakening. 1111 could be significant. Air signs could be significant. The recent past for this situation. 5 of Wands reversed. Right. So this could be a love situation that was turbulent at one point. There was conflict, chaos. But it looks like that energy is returning to something more stable, something more calm. You guys could be finding a compromise when it comes to a lover, or a decision that you guys are making is to compromise. But with this Page of Swords as the challenge, I feel like someone is definitely watching you guys. I feel like someone's watching to see if you've calmed down. This could be a past lover that's kind of peeping the scene, trying to test the waters, trying to test your temperature to see if it's safe to come back home, to come back towards you, to come back and celebrate. Someone doesn't want to be in the 5 of Wands anymore with you. They don't want to fight. They don't want discord. Someone wants the 4 of Wands. They want celebration. They want harmony with you. What's the possibilities of this situation? What's the possibilities for this situation? 5. Well, we have the Knight of Swords and the 10 of Wands, but I can only take one. The first one I saw first was the 10 of Wands. So I feel like either way, even if it was the Knight of Swords, this is a situation that feels a bit impulsive. It seems a bit burden heavy. It seems like a situation that comes with a lot of responsibility before you can just rush back in and try to, reconcile or break no contact. It seems like you guys have to be very, very intentional with this person or with this relationship. Now, what's the near future for this relationship, for the collective? It keeps giving me 2 cards, you guys. 3 of Cups. I'm only taking one. So if 2, 3, 10 come out, I'm only taking the first one I touch. So So I'm looking at my computer because look, I'm new to like the Celtic spread. I have done a Celtic spread before, but I'm not familiar with all the cards and the layout. So for the near future, I do see you guys opening up communication. There will be some type of celebration or more of a lighthearted energy. This could just be, again, I feel like it's more of a possibility energy. Like, I feel like in the near future, you guys will kind of come to an agreement, a reconcile, kind of more calmer, more jovial, lighthearted energy. You guys might even decide to just be friends, is what I'm getting. Now, what's the power in this situation? What's the power in this dynamic? The Devil. So I feel like the energies of this relationship are very sexual. They're very, like, it's almost like a very deep attraction you guys have to one another. This relationship could be very chemistry based, very, I don't want to say lustful, but it's giving that kind of energy with the Devil that, and you guys could either, both of you guys could have Capricorn in your chart somewhere. You guys could be a Capricorn sun, moon, rising, or Venus. This other person that is in this lover's energy towards you could be Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or somewhere in their chart. But the most powerful dynamic of this relationship is the Devil. So there could have been a lot of toxicity in the past. I was kind of getting that with the Five of Wands reverse, and the Ten of Wands. There could have been a bit of like a lot of heavy duty responsibilities that came with this relationship that you just kind of wanted to move away from, or this person wanted to move away from the responsibilities of this relationship. And what's the environment like in this love situation? What's the environment like currently for the collective? Nine of Wands reversed. So it's like you guys are kind of just done trying to hold out on this relationship. You're done trying to be resilient. You're done trying to, like, basically be the strong one in this relationship. It feels like you guys are just very exhausted, very tired. This Devil and this Ten of Wands could be very draining energy. And with the Five of Wands reverse, I'm definitely getting like this relationship was very draining. It was very taxing on your emotional, physical, or mental, spiritual as well. But the current environment, you guys could both be very tired, just burnt out. You're not really seeing the hope. You're not really seeing the point of fighting for this relationship anymore. You've kind of just... You're on your last leg, but it's like you've decided to finally just take a rest and sit down from this situation. Like, you're not actively pursuing this person. This person is probably not really actively pursuing you. I'm getting a lot more of like a silent, watchful energy. Like, this person could be watching your social media. They could be watching your home. This person could be going up to your job, something like that. But with the Nine of Wands, it just feels like this Devil energy, this Ten of Wands, it was too much. And what's the hopes and fears for this situation? What's the hopes and fears for this relationship? What's the hopes and fears? Something wanted to come out. Let's try it again. What's the hopes and fears for this love situation? This messed up the whole thing, the whole spread. Ten of Swords reverse. So we have the Ten of Swords reverse for hopes and fears. So you or this person could really be hoping to... I feel like even though this is a card of recovery, this is a card of moving on. I'm getting the energy of coming back to life. I feel like you or this person that's in this love situation, collective, you guys are wanting to revive the situation. Like, you're very tired. You're very burnt out currently. That's the environment, the spiritual environment of what's going on in the background for you guys. It's like you're very exhausted. You're very tired. But you or this other person could just want to recover at this time. Just want to rest. But I'm also getting this feeling of wanting to bring the situation back from the dead. Because look at how he has all these swords in his back. But it's all the swords are coming out. It's upside down. The swords are going to fall out. I feel like somebody wants to bring this situation back from the dead. I was strongly getting that with the Four of Wands and the focus of the relationship. And then we have the Three of Cups under the near future. So it's like I'm definitely getting the feeling that someone just kind of wants to stop the fighting. They want to stop the violence, you know, the arguments. They want to bring something back from the dead regarding this relationship. And lastly, what is the outcome for this love situation for the collective? What is the outcome? Queen of Swords. So whether or not you get with this person or not, I feel like, and look at the Knight of Cups behind it, wanted to sneak out. You know, it's a lot of other cards that are wanting to sneak out, you know, but ultimately I feel like you guys are going to make how you feel about the situation known. If you guys do break no contact, or you guys do communicate after a long or brief period of not speaking, I feel like you're going to be able to really communicate the problems that you have with this situation and the problems you have with this person. You know, with this Queen of Swords, I feel like, and you might even just stand on business. You might have to tell this person, look, I'm not interested in going out and dating. I'm not interested in reviving the situation. Whatever your desires are, they're going to be known. And you're going to tell this person very clearly and concisely, you know. Because I feel like the outcome is you guys and the Queen of Swords. But this person, the challenge is that this person is in the Page of Swords. Or the energy is kind of stuck in this Page of Swords energy of, I feel like you guys are both just watching each other right now. You're both just kind of observant, kind of checking each other's social media every now and then. You know, maybe asking a mutual what's going on with them every now and then, you know. But you haven't really got to this full stage of clear communication. You guys haven't really sat down to talk. You guys haven't really had the opportunity or the chance, or you just haven't in general talked with this person about where things are going, you know, how things were, you know, what was wrong. Like, you guys haven't had really a chance to do that. But I do feel like once you have this conversation with this person where you discuss the Devil energy, you discuss the Nine of Wands feelings, you know, you discuss the Ten of Wands burdens that came with this relationship, I feel like you guys will get to a better place. I feel like you guys may even get a chance to reconcile with this person, because with the Five of Wands reverse, I feel like this is the type of conversation you guys have where, yes, you're bringing up old stuff from the past that needs to be discussed, but at the same time, it's going to be from a place of actually wanting to find peace, wanting to find a resolution. That's the energy I'm getting from all this, is resolution. It may not be you guys reconciling together and getting back together, but there's a certain resolution that needs to happen between you two. And I strongly feel like it's going to be via conversation. Like, no more spiritual games or popping up in each other's dreams and all that. Like, no, it's time for us to sit down and talk in the 3D is the energy I'm getting. Like, what feels too heavy about this relationship, what's draining about the relationship, what's toxic about the relationship. But overall, I feel like the focus is going to be finding that harmony, that celebration, that kind of happy energy again. It's like you guys at some point were very happy together. You did have good times. You did have good memories, you know. Even though there was a toxic sexual energy attached to this, there were good times. There were good memories. You guys did share fond memories, fond times together. And I feel like in the future, once you guys get through this hard conversation, you'll be able to be friends. You'll be able to have a connection that's a lot more balanced. But this conversation is definitely going to put an end to whatever the connection was before. Whatever heavy burdens, responsibilities, you know, that were unfair, that were unjust. I feel like someone held too much of the relationship up on their own. And that's what ultimately caused this Nine of Wands energy. I feel like this is you guys. I feel like this is the possibilities. So that's what you guys are feeling, that the possibilities of even, you know, considering a reconciliation or a conversation with this person will bring a lot of burden and responsibilities and a lot of hard things you probably just want to put behind you, you know. Like, who wants to keep rehashing, you know, a hard situation that you feel like you're handling all by yourself, you know, with someone who's not receptive, someone who's not understanding you. You just don't want to be in that place anymore. You know, you don't want to be, you know, in that exhausted, drained energy. So this was you guys' Celtic spread. overall, I feel like the focus of this love situation you guys are in is to find balance, is to kind of find each other again. It's like you guys are trying to find your way to this person again, whether you kind of know it or not. And I feel like this person is in that same energy. Like, whether they want to or not, I feel like God is nudging you guys back together. And it's not so much to jump into, an eloping marriage, like it's not to jump back together into the same toxic dynamic. It's to really clear the air. It's to really discuss the situations that caused this ending in the first place. It's about having that hard conversation about what went wrong. But ultimately, it's going to bring you guys to a lighter, more balanced, more fun, jovial energy, of celebrating. It's like once you guys have the hard conversation, it's like now you guys can go out again, have drinks. It's going to be more of a friend-based thing. I feel like if you guys do ever kind of get back in contact with this person, because I feel like there's too much strain for it to be a relationship at this time. The possibilities are still kind of uneven. It's still feeling like someone will be holding too much of the burden, So be very, very mindful if you do get in contact with someone that that you feel like this is resonating for, like someone that you've had a very tough love situation with, someone where there was a lot of toxicity and arguments and ultimately just an ending. Be mindful of your words. Be very clear and concise about what you want to say to this person. But that is you guys' reading with the Celtic Cross. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. It really, really helps my channel. I see my subscriber count growing, so I'm so happy to see that. I'm so close to 100 subscribers, so when I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a little special, a little surprise for you guys, so stay tuned for that. But I am currently offering a deal where if you have your first reading with me, it will be free. The next one will be regular price. But if you want to just get to know me, see how my reading style is, see how a private reading with me will go, it is for free. So you guys can definitely check my description box for the email. You can contact me if you would like your free personal reading. And yes, that will be your reading. Thank you so much.